Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Emotional Wellness. We are having a meditation morning vibes with our very own lovely friend, or friends, I would say, Dyalekt, Brian Kushner, and Andrea Ferrero. Not going to go with the second name. I am just so glad that you are here this morning and glad that you have joined this particular session. Dyalekt is going to take us through some steps to get us all ready for this conference and to help you with your money mantra and getting you in tune with your inner self and your financial self. So I want you to be open and embrace what Dyalekt will be sharing with us today. I also just want to take a few moments to just explain how this conference, this virtual conference will work. As you have finished the session, you will then have to go back. You will end this particular conference. It will say the session has ended. You then go back to the lobby. You end that particular session that you're in. You go back to the lobby and then join the next session. So this is what you'll be doing each time you're finishing a session. So I want you guys to sit back and enjoy Dyalekt. Take it away, Dyalekt.
Good morning, everybody. Woo! We are about to get into some talking about getting real with ourselves about finance, about TLC. We're here to talk, learn, and find a way to commit. Now, I know that sounds really stressful. So what we're going to do is find a way to breathe, find the rhythm, and find the words that will allow us to take advantage and take control so we can talk, learn, and commit to what we're doing. We're going to give ourselves a little bit of TLC, the other kind of TLC, so that we can feel comfortable talking about what is uncomfortable. Speaking of comfortable, as we do this, if you would prefer to keep your eyes closed, if that makes you more comfortable, that's cool. If you would rather keep your eyes open because you need to see what's in front of you, that's cool. I would ask that everyone please remain on mute because we're going to be doing some breathing and some sounds, and with the technological things we got going on, latency and all of that, we're not exactly going to be on time, but we're going to be on time in rhythm and in spirit. The first thing I want you to do, it's going to sound real simple, and I'm going to ask you to do a few things that may feel simple but odd, and just trust me for the moment, and if it doesn't feel too good, it's okay. It'll be passing very quickly. First of all, just put your hand on your heart. Feel the first rhythm. We always talk about this as the first rhythm, right? The heartbeat. But it's really important because I want you to feel how it feels right now. Is it faster than usual? Is it slower than usual? Are you stressed about anything today? Hold on to where that rhythm is in your heart. And we're going to make a little rhythms with our mouths first. For those of you who don't know, I'm going to teach you how to make a beat with your mouth in about 2 minutes. So I want everyone to do this thing I'm asking y'all to do. Again, don't mute. Feel free to not turn back your camera on. If you have any questions or are confused, do this hit me in chat and I will answer any questions that you have. I would like you all on the count of 3 to say the word basketball. Cool? 1, 2, 3. Basketball. Now, you notice when you say the word basketball, you use these muscles and use these muscles more so than you use other mouth muscles. So I want you to really emphasize that. We're going to do it again on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Basketball. Ooh, yeah, it's sounding good. Now, when you say the word basketball, I want you to imagine another thing is happening in your body. We're going to add some breaths to the beat. So I want you on the count of 3 to take a deep breath and fill up your belly like a basketball, and then push it out so that air shoots up, hits the roof of your mouth, and comes down right here in the middle of your bottom lip while saying the word basketball. Okay? It's 1, 2, 3, deep breath, basketball. 1, 2, 3. Basketball. Okay, we're almost there. We're almost there. I know. Now, what we do is we take the worst part of the word, and that's the word itself. I don't know if you know anything about this, but this is something else you can carry into this conference. Words don't mean anything. Words are the decoration, the window dressing, the details around the rhythm and tone, which creates our communication. So I would like you to take a deep breath on the count of 3 and say the word basketball without saying the word. Only say the rhythm. It's going to sound like cool. 1, 2, 3, deep breath, basketball. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're almost there. We're almost there. You know that middle part? It's like you're scolding somebody. We're going to put that at the end of the word and cool, and then continue. So it's going to sound right. 1, 2, 3, breath, do the beat and continue to do the beat. 1, 2, 3. Now that you've got the rhythm, I want you to continue on with it a little bit. And I want you to find where your heart was at. Is your heart really slow right now? Is it more like, or is your heart beating out of your chest? Or is it in a groove? Whatever place that your body is in. And if doing the beatboxing with the mouth is feeling like too much, feel free to just give yourself a snap. Sway your body to it. Nod your head into it. Now as you got the vibes, the literal vibrations, we get the feelings, you get the words. Now, if we're gonna give ourselves a little TLC, we can TCB, take care of business, right? I want you to think about a word or 2 words that are stressing you right now. What's coming to me is bills, 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 bills. As you're thinking about that, the word that stresses you, I want your rhythm to carry you into the thing that defeats it. I don't care if you haven't gotten there yet. I don't care if you don't know how it works. I want to know the word that will handle this issue. Budget, 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 budget. I beat my bills with a budget. Beat my bills with a budget. If it's easy to you, alliteration using the same letter of the beginning word will allow you to remember the things you're doing. If it's easier to rhyme, then you can put your rhyme, it's a alliteration on the end, is like alliteration is rhyme on the beginning. You can put it on the end. It's my bills, 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 the budget will kill, 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 bills, 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 my budget will kill, kill, or it's bills, 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 my budget beats my bills, 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 my budget beats my bills, 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 my budget beats my bills, 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 and then stop. I want you to breathe in those bills or whatever those that problem word is that you found in your rhythm. Take a deep breath and breathe it in. And I want you to exhale the solution. One more time. Breathe it in. And breathe it out. Budget. Bills, the budget, bills, the budget, bills, the budget, bills, the budget, bills, bills, budget. I want you to drop your problem. I want you to pick up the word of your solution. I want you to find 2 more words that make this into a positive phrase that makes you feel good. I've been talking about my budget. My budget beats my bills, but I want to take away the problem from the sentence. We're going to cut out the bills. So instead, What is my budget going to do for me? My budget is going to make sure that I feel secure, safe. My budget won't break my bank. 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 Budget won't break my bank. Like I said, at the tempo you're feeling, my budget won't break my bank. Or my budget won't break my bank. The budget won't break my bank. The budget won't break my bank. The budget won't break my bank. And then breathe. Budget won't break my bank. Budget won't break my bank. Stop and let's take 3 more breaths to get this mantra in us. I want us to continue with this mantra as we go through the entire rest of the sessions today. I want you to take a breath where you breathe in for 3 seconds and then out for 6 seconds. Do it with me on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's breathe. And out. Let's add a little bit more to that. Let's breathe in for 4 seconds and then out for 8. 4 and 8 counts are the rhythm of dance, the rhythm of pop music, the rhythm of how a lot of us understand things. So let's bring it to the 4-4. In. And it doesn't have to make noise when you're breathing out. I was just doing it so make sure everybody could hear me breathing out for 8 seconds. The reason why we ask to take in such long breaths and to let out such long breaths is to feel what it feels like to sit in our breath as the focus. When we do that, we remember that our rhythm in us is the one that matters. We use our words, our money mantra, to connect us to the rhythm of the room. We're going to be in digital, virtual rooms and spaces today. So I invite, I don't just invite, I'll say invite, I invite and implore you all to find your rhythmic center, find your heartbeat, find your money mantra, and use that to anchor you. When you're in a room today and what they're saying stresses you out because you failed there before or because you're afraid of failing again, go back to your breath and you'll regain focus. When you're in a session today and your eyes start glossing over because they're talking about things you've never heard of and they're confusing and they're difficult, go back to your money mantra. Remember why you're here. Remember what you're here to learn. And also remember who you're here to learn it for. Maybe it's yourself, and that's cool. Maybe it's your family. Maybe it's family you don't even have yet. These are all equally important things. Remember your words. Remember why you're saying your words. And I can't guarantee you'll magically start understanding the difficult concepts that we're going to be going over the next few hours, but you will be able to find an anchor to hold you down so that you can grasp the things you need to know to take care of the most pressing issue that's on the top of your mind that has been your money mantra. I don't want you to think that success today means that you will understand everything, figure out everything, and knock it all out of the park. Never that. I want you to understand that success means one thing, and then one more thing stacked on that, and then one more thing stacked on that. The real truth is, I can't tell you when to stack the second thing. None of the hosts here can tell you to stack the second thing. None of the presenters. That's going to be on you. So release yourself from the tension of having to do it as fast or faster than anyone else. We're at a virtual conference where we invite you to jam, to vibes out, to be vulnerable, to be real, to be honest, to breathe. If we can do that together, we can find some TLC. We won't have to creep. We won't be crazy or sexy or even worried about being cool. We will get exactly what we want and be able to share the things that our peoples need. I want us to take one last breath, and then we'll talk a little bit about what we have going on for this session and the rest of these sessions. So one more breath. We're going to take 4, and then we're going to put out 8. And then I'm going to invite the executive director of Pocket Exchange, Andrew Ferrer, to come join me. All right, let's breathe. And thank you. Andrea, why don't you come join me while we talk about this a little bit? By the way, for my people who don't feel the hippy dippy feelings type of stuff, one of the great things about these rhythms, these mantras, and your breath is that using rhythm and rhyme is a mnemonic. This is some science teachery stuff that will allow your brain to remember the things that are important about what you're talking about in this conference. The breathing is not just a place for you to get your rhythmic center, but it's also the place for you to get your drugs. Natural narcotic is found in oxygen. And when someone asks you to take a deep breath, it's because that little bit of a narcotic, don't worry, you're not getting all doped up on breath, but that little bit of a narcotic is calming you down and allowing you to be more open. When your parents told you that, it wasn't just some old talk to take that deep breath. This is scientifically verified to make it easier for you to go through more difficult situations. And that's what we're trying to do here. There's no beating of a system. We're just making it easier to go through the difficult situations around money so that we can feel like ourselves. Right?
Oh yeah. I think that like that breath, like that, we want that at all ages, right?
Yes. This is a family thing. When we talk about this, I don't want this to be something like, oh, I just sold this for myself. When I was asking about who you do this for, I was implying families, and I want you to be able to share this with our families as well. One of my families is the Pocket Exchange family. This is an education organization I joined in 2016, 2015, something like that, where we use hip hop pedagogy to work with students with finance. This breathe in beatboxy stuff that I was just doing a minute ago is one of the ways that we find our rhythmic center and get ourselves comfortable with the uncomfortable. One of the things that we've asked students to do is once they get some economic understanding, once they are confident in what they're doing, to be able to share it with their community. To do so, we created a contest. Andrew, would you like to talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, and I'm just so excited that we get to be in this space and that we have this kind of event, because when we find that center together, then we're able to share this with youth. And this contest that we have going on, I'll drop it in the chat too. It's open to students across the US, Canada, and the Caribbean. And it's for ages 12 to 18. So it's a way for you to take that breath, maybe even that beat that you just created, and share it with youth. What we have students doing is creating songs about money, and they're able to share those original songs for a chance to win amazing prizes. So cash prizes, a studio and a backpack. They're able to get mentoring for the next year. They're able to actually come out to a conference and perform live. And we want to make sure that all of this is about sharing those money stories as a way to really change the money myths that are out there in our communities, and to be able to, just like we have this morning, live into our money mantras at all ages, and to be able to find that rhythm with finance and use that as a way to create and shape change. Dyalekt, for youth that want to get involved, do you want to talk a little bit about, like, you helped us find that beat with the words, with the problems, and how can youth get started with it? And I'll drop it in the chat too for where the prizes can be found.
Yeah, most definitely. So check out the website. It's hiphopfinfest.com, where students and educators can go to the site. We have a number of online finance lessons about understanding yourself, your relationship with money, the racial wealth divide, how wants are needs too, which is this year's theme, about understanding what's important to you and making sure that we make a plan for it so we can have the life we want today while still planning for the lives that we want tomorrow. Now, if you're interested in sharing some of this information, we have beats made by other students available on the website. You can also have a rhythm of your own. Just prove it to us that it's yours. We don't want you taking some random rhythm off of YouTube and doing your thing with that. But if you have a collaboration or if you play an instrument, that is fine too. Even if you do it over your own beatbox, that is all good. We want you to share what matters to you. After you read our lessons and understand a little bit about your relationship with money and figure out what's important to you and important to your community, we want you to spread that. Bad advice spreads. I don't know about you, but every person I've met in every town that I've gone to, and I've gone to hundreds over the course of my career, I've met someone who told me that they don't check their credit score because they're afraid that it's going to go down. And that's a lie. If you check your credit score, it's not necessarily going to go down, but it is something that has passed through our community because fears are passed like wildfire. But hope, what we really need and what we really love, that spreads just as quickly. So we invite our students, your students, our families, to make a little song about what matters to them. Minimum of one verse and one chorus, up to 4 minutes long, where you can speak in syncopation to a rhythm about the things that matter to you. You've heard this plenty of times. I got my mind on my money and my money on my mind, but not the specificity. What is that money on your mind? What are those money moves? If I get money, money I got, what do these things actually get you? We have to remember that money is not an end goal. One of the ways that I think we've been bamboozled into not having as much money as we want is by thinking that money itself is a destination. Money is the vehicle that gets us what we want. If we can be real with ourselves and our families and the outside community about what we want, then we can put a number to it. Once we put a number to it, we can make it real. I'm asking you to allow students to make their money desires, make what's important to them about their finances real, so they can not live in abstract stock market games, so they can not live in abstract monopoly money world, so they can start really making financial decisions that will set them up for their entire financial lives. And also, we've got great prizes. We have judges who are industry veterans, some well-known artists who have come and share what they feel about these students' work. There are mentorship programs that young folks will have an opportunity for the next year and probably for the rest of their lives to be able to be a part of artist communities. The music will be released digitally across the world, and we have so many other great opportunities for young folks to get involved so that we can do what Pockets Change is meant to do, which is change the way we talk about finance. It's hard to talk about finance right now, and we want to make it something that is equitable for everyone. And to do that, we have to beat the system. We use our rhythm to beat the system because those are the only beats that really matter. Again, back to our heartbeats. It's how we get exactly what we want. Anything else you would like to say, Andrew, before we let folks go? I know we only have a couple more minutes.
It all starts with the TLC, and that's why we're here today, because we got to tap into ourselves. We got to take care of ourselves. And when we come together and we talk and we learn and we commit to creating change, we're able to bring that to our youth. We're able to bring that to our families, to our communities. So show up, be in the sessions, breathe in those deep breaths, feel all the feelings, and then still take action. Because when we show up like we're showing up today and take that TLC for ourselves, it ripples out. And we can all create that change.
Oh, I love that. All this TLC talk, music, it has me thinking about the band TLC, the MCs and singers. And when I think about their first album and the vulnerability that they produced, which made them rich and able to figure out what they're doing. When it talks about being not too proud to beg, wearing their hat to the back, that's the way I like it. I could be bad by myself. I want you to be free today, to be you in a financial space. Because if you try to be some other person, if you try to be that CEO that you're not right now, if you try to be that savvy investor that you're not, you're gonna get yourself in trouble. People like to say you fake it until you make it. I think that rhyme is wrong. I think if you fake it until you make it, then even after you've made it, you're fake and then you're gonna fall. So let's remember as we breathe, to be who we are, to be the quirky, different person, to be the standard person who goes along with the stuff that we've heard, to be okay with what matters to us. What matters to you is what matters to me. I don't have a plan for your financial life. I know lots of people have plans for your financial life. That's because they have their own wants, and their wants are important too. You have to remember what matters for you so you can decide on what to compromise and what to remain uncompromising on. So you can remember what you need to learn and what you have to share. I want to thank you all for being a part of this morning. Remember to take these breaths. Remember what matters to you. Remember to be kind and loving and take care of yourself so that you can talk, so that you can learn, so we can commit to all this. Thanks, y'all. I'll see you in the sessions today.
Trying to find money all the time. Some don't get too much, some men have enough. M-O-N-E-Y, 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 M-O-N-E-Y. Watch